Hi everyone, my name is Miss McDermott. I'm a teacher at Walsh Middle School and I work in the after school program at Walsh, and we're going to do an arts video today. Today I'm going to show you how to create 3D foam paint. The paint that you're going to make only needs 3 ingredients: school glue, shaving cream, and food coloring that you can find around your kitchen. Other things that you're going to need for this project are a pair of scissors, some sandwich bags, a sturdy drawing surface like construction paper or oak tag. If you don't have that around the house, you can always just take a piece of thinner paper and tape it onto some cardboard. That's what I did. You're gonna want to put newspaper or a paper bag underneath for any mess. I have a paper bag underneath my workspace. And then this is optional, but I'm gonna use these today. You can have colored pencils, markers, or crayons to create an outline. Sometimes it's good to make a map of where your paint is gonna go before you actually get to the foam part of it. I decided for my project today, I'm going to create a sunflower because I like drawing flowers and I'm pretty good at it. I feel pretty confident. So I'll just start out with a circle, and it's totally okay if your circle is not perfect, if any of this isn't perfect. There's a lot of changes you can make because the paint is made of foam, and I'm gonna show you that later. Put some seeds in here, those little seed pods. Gonna add a little bit more because this part of my drawing I'm actually gonna leave 2D. I'm not gonna add 3D to this part. Now I'm gonna add some big yellow petals, just like this. Big pretty petal shape, and I'll color these in later. Whoop. Sometimes my sunflower is so big it's even gonna go off the page. That's all right. And right here. And then sunflowers are famous for being some of the tallest flowers with really, really thick, strong, long stems. So I'm gonna draw my stem like this. It's a little stronger at the top to support the flower, and it gets a little skinnier to get to the bottom. It's okay if it's not perfect. And they have really big, beautiful leaves too. Now I have my outline. And here is my finished sunflower. So you can see I went over some of the outlines with marker to make it a little bit stronger. I colored in the background blue, just like a nice blue sky. Because one thing you're gonna wanna make sure that you do is any 2D elements of it, crayons, colored pencils, markers, you're going to wanna do before you begin to put the foam paint on. Because once that 3D foam paint is on, it's really hard to color around it. So anything flat that's gonna go on your page, make sure you do that first. But I think I'm ready to go. So next you're going to create the mixture that actually turns into your foam paint. I know looking at my sunflower, I'm going to need yellow and I'm gonna need green. I'm gonna leave the blue part flat. The sky will just be part of the background. So I'm gonna start with yellow. So the 3 ingredients you need, like I said before, are shaving cream, school glue, and food coloring. So this is all gonna get mixed together in a plastic bag. And what you're gonna wanna do first is take some shaving cream. If you're borrowing it from your dad or brother or uncle, make sure that you ask first. I bought my own. And you're gonna put an amount of shaving cream in the bag that's about the size of a clementine. That's good. It might even be a little bit too much, we'll see. After that, with the glue, you're gonna open up the top all the way to make sure that it'll be a steady flow of glue coming out. And you're gonna squeeze the glue into the bag and count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. It's really tough to measure these substances in a traditional measuring cup because the glue is really sticky and shaving cream is mostly air, so it's really, really light. So that's the method I found. Clementine-sized shaving cream, 10 counts of glue. And then last but not least, we have our food coloring. Food coloring can be pretty strong. You don't want to overdo it. I tried out a couple different mixtures beforehand, and I found just the right amount of food coloring for my sunflower yellow that I'm looking for is about 4 drops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then what you're going to want to do is close the bag. make sure all of the air is out as best you can. It's tricky. And then the fun part, you get to squish it all together by hand. All right, so we have this really beautiful yellow color in our bag of paint, just about ready to go on our canvas. But the last thing we have to do is we need to cut off the very corner of this bag. You're gonna wanna pick one of the bottom corners, and all you're gonna do is cut off the last 2 millimeters of that corner. Very, 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 very small. So since you cut off that little corner, now you're just gonna pipe the paint through like you would put icing on a cake. Put your dominant hand on the back of the bag and guide it with your non-dominant hand. And you're just gonna follow the outlines that you already made. So I'm gonna follow my sunflower outline. This part's always really nerve-wracking. Oh, that looks beautiful. Yeah, we wanna make sure that the line isn't too thick, that the cut isn't too big, because when the foam's a little thinner, and like I said before, it doesn't have to be perfect. When the foam's a little thinner, it won't spread out as much. Because keep in mind, this is still shaving cream. After you release it from the bag, it's gonna keep expanding. I kind of like how the thin cut we have has created kind of a ribbony effect. Whoop. And even if you're not totally on the lines, that combination of 2D, and 3D is gonna look so cool that no one's even gonna care. And there we have our finished petals. I kind of had fun just filling in the inside of the petals, kind of like a ribbon. And next what I would do is I would create a mixture of green, and that would probably be all I needed to make this sunflower the best 3D it could be. Once your painting is 100% where you want it to be and you feel like it's finished, you need to leave it somewhere safe to dry overnight. The foam is gonna dry pretty quickly, you can already feel it drying as you're working with it, but you definitely don't want to touch it because you can very easily move stuff with your fingertip. So you're gonna leave this somewhere safe overnight, but I have one that I did yesterday that I'm going to show you now. When your product is all finished, it'll look something like this. And you can see that I added the outline of the stem and of the leaves, so those are a little bit puffy. Not only does it look really cool to have the 2D and 3D, but it also feels really cool to touch. It's a nifty sensory experience, it's really smooth, and your painting now exists in 3 dimensions. And also, you gotta always sign your artwork. Own your masterpiece. But that is how you create foam paint and make a 3D painting with it. I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.